George Washington is known as one of the most important figures in American history. As the first President of the United States and a key player in the American Revolution, he left behind a legacy that still inspires us today. In this video, we'll be taking a look at 10 amazing quotes from George Washington that showcase his wisdom and leadership. Number 10. Happiness and moral duty are inseparably connected. George Washington believed that happiness and moral duty go hand in hand. In other words, doing what is right is the path to true happiness. This quote reminds us that our actions have consequences, and that living a moral life can bring us a sense of fulfillment. Number 9. The harder the conflict, the greater the triumph. George Washington knew a thing or two about conflict. As the leader of the Continental Army during the American Revolution, he faced seemingly insurmountable challenges. This quote reminds us that in the face of adversity, we can rise to the occasion and achieve great things. Number 8. It is better to be alone than in bad company. George Washington believed in the importance of surrounding oneself with good people. This quote reminds us that our relationships can have a big impact on our lives, and that it's better to be alone than to be in the company of those who bring us down. Number 7. Honesty is the best policy. George Washington believed in the importance of honesty and integrity. This quote reminds us that telling the truth is always the right thing to do, even when it's difficult. Number 6. Let your heart feel for the afflictions and distress of everyone. George Washington had a strong sense of empathy for others. This quote reminds us to be compassionate and understanding towards those who are going through difficult times. Number 5. Liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth. George Washington believed in the power of freedom. This quote reminds us that when people are given the opportunity to be free, progress can happen quickly. Number 4. Guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism. George Washington warned against those who use patriotism as a cover for their own self-interest. This quote reminds us to be skeptical of those who claim to be acting in the best interest of their country, but are really only looking out for themselves. Number 3. The unity of government which constitutes you one people is also now dear to you. It is justly so, for it is a main pillar in the edifice of your real independence. George Washington believed in the importance of a unified government. This quote reminds us that our strength as a nation comes from our ability to work together towards common goals. Number 2. Associate with men of good quality if you esteem your own reputation. For it is better to be alone than in bad company. George Washington believed in the importance of surrounding oneself with good people. This quote reminds us that our reputation is shaped by those we associate with, and that it's better to be alone than to be in the company of those who bring us down. Number 1. The basis of our political systems is the right of the people to make and to alter their constitutions of government. George Washington believed in the power of democracy. This quote reminds us that the people have the power to shape their government and that it's important to exercise that right. George Washington's words continue to inspire us today. These 10 amazing quotes remind us of the values that he held dear and the principles that he fought for. By taking these words to heart, we can strive to live up to his legacy and make our own impact on the world.